on AM 560, 96.1 FM, and 87.7 FM. This hour of Sports 56 Happy Hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Check it out right here.
Ladies and gentlemen, and now,
the 3 times sexiest man in Millington, Johnny Harden.
Good Tuesday to you. Is it a little wet outside? It seems like it's going to stay wet all February. But you know what? February is the month of love. You just got to deal with it. Welcome into Sports 56 Happy Hour. We like to stay a little wet during this time of the day. Grab a little bit of liquor, maybe have you a cocktail. Get ready to sit back and relax because your good friend Johnny Radio, John Harden, your sports mixologist, along with that guy who could block for all those wonderful running backs and quarterbacks for so long at Memphis, Gabe Kuhn. We're going to rock and fire from 1 to 3, and then Sports Time's going to take care of you with Wolo and Stats. But we have a lot to get through today. By the way, for some reason, my belt just came undone. I don't know if I got fat or I'm getting fat, man. My goodness. Everybody who can watch us now on the Sports 56 WHBQ Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Periscope, and YouTube, you're going to be like, dude, are y'all filling this guy up with helium every day? He's gained like 40 pounds in the last 6 months.
Did you bust the button on your jeans too? Good Lord!
No, thank
goodness.
goodness.
How do you bust through a belt? I've never done that.
No. Actually, I think there's this little. I have this new it's like a James Bond belt where instead of actually having it looks like there's a clip. It looks like it's a normal belt, but it slides in. You just push a button and it just. Whoosh. If that button is accidentally pushed for me, I guess my belly's gotten so big it just goes whoosh, whoosh, and everything opens up. But anyway, welcome into Sports 56 Happy Hour, and we have so much for you today. I love this time of the year. A lot of people say to themselves, man, there's not a lot going on. And I have to say to them, I don't think you're actually paying attention. There's so much going on, like your fantasy baseball team. And I want to let everybody also know, I was talking with 2 very, very good friends last night. We were going through a lot of fantasy baseball stuff. I'm a big fantasy hot stove baseball nerd, and we're trying to figure out how we're going to work this out, trying to figure out when it's going to be best to make sure and how many weeks you guys really want to do fantasy baseball up towards the draft and then throughout the season. So I'm serious when I ask you this question. For all my people out there, because I do this for you, I could talk baseball every single day, all day, every day. I could slap Rob Manfred and it wouldn't even bother me at all. Because I think right now, if he had any brains in his head, he would shut up, or retire. Because he's an idiot. But don't even get me started on that. But I love baseball, and I want to know it's 67129 because eventually we have to move. We're going to talk about the Astros getting beamed. We're going to talk about all this stuff going on. And again, one reason I'm upset with Rob Manfred, for him to come out there and try to sit there and talk about how he's going to punish players like he's coming down with an iron fist if you're beating Astro players. I'm like, wait a second. You're going to actually punish players for what they do on the field except for the Astros?
How do you feel about him calling the World Series trophy a hunk of metal?
Again, I didn't want – actually, can I tell you something? You won't even believe this when I say this. I was never going to say that on air. Do you know why? That's the most disrespectful thing I've ever heard in my entire life. And it ticks me off into a level where you've now gotten me where I'm going to try to get back to where I'm supposed to go. But one of the reasons I think he has to go, you cannot talk about everything. It is a symbol for what these men work for. You don't play all those games for all those months, for all those years, and put in all that time, and then go into a series and put all your blood, sweat, and tears. And then do you see them celebrating? They got now goggles on, the champagne's going, they jump on everybody. You don't think that, like, by the way, my man Laddie down at the Q, and he's broken and he's messed up right now in the head. I ain't gonna lie to him. And this is where I can tell you something. This is something that I did not expect. This is where I never thought about the effect. Laddie doesn't do sports talk radio. Laddie is unequivocally, he's a Q. What do they do down there? I don't even know. I'm not a Q dude. Like they do, like hit radio.
Hits. Today's
Like I don't
hits.
know the hits. I couldn't talk about Post Malone except for telling that Karl Malone's a better power forward. Okay. You don't want none of the mailman. I can promise you that. I can't talk about some of the things that Laddie can, but Laddie came down here in 2017. He had a tattoo. He has a tattoo right now. He spent fat cash on this beautiful 2000, and it says 2017 World Champs, Houston Astros. It is his whole arm. He was like lifting weights for this tattoo. Okay, it's funny, but him now talking about it, he's ashamed. He is literally depressed over the support he gave to what he now believes is unequivocally the largest. He says, how, as a human being, I'm at that age where, like, it's one thing to kind of look back, because I went through the steroid era and I went through some things. He says, but the team that I love and support, this is the worst cheating scandal I've ever seen in my life. He's like, I just want this off my damn arm.
I have never been more disappointed in a commissioner, and that's including Roger Goodell.
And that's why I'm talking
like,
about.
and that's including Roger
and
Goodell,
Roger
who continuously
stinks.
does things absolutely horrible. The PR nightmare that Rob Manfred.
Did you see his Sunday conversation, by the way?
Yeah, the PR nightmare that the MLB is dealing with their own damn commissioner is absolutely crazy. But, of course, follow me, G_Kuhn, KUHN71. Tweet out the show every day. We have the live stream on there. Today, we're going 125 with John Luke McCord, our guy at the Daily Journal, Northeast Mississippi Daily Journal. 210, we're bringing on my guy, Ron Tillery. Talking a little NBA and Grizzlies. 225, of course, as every day, Hardwood, because
it feels so damn good, baby. Let's just be real. And by the way, I got to tell you something. Two big shout outs. One to Ron Tillery. Ron, he was at, the reason I'm bringing on Ron, he was at he was Saturday in Chicago. He was inside, not as a media member, but he was with his son. He was chilling out. He watched the slam dunk contest. He watched all, like, the skills, Chance the Rapper, the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, Saturday, it was, let's be real. Okay, Roughnecks and the All-Star game Saturday night, like, that was the best of the best in the sports world. And it might sound kind of sad, except for this year it wasn't. One, because somehow that PJ Walker guy, dude, and to hear that Andrew Luck helped him get a position through his brother. Have you not heard that story? Oh, I got such a good story for you if you want story time with Johnny. Before I get to story time with Johnny, what was I talking about? I don't even remember either, but now I'm going to tell you story time, I guess. No, really, what was I talking about?
I can't follow you, man. What are you talking about?
No, for real. I was setting up something, how I can't stand this. Anyway.
MLB, Rob Manfred?
No, anyway, point is, John Luke McCord, he's coming on at 125. We're going to talk about anything and everything that has to do with the entire state of MS. That's Mississippi, baby. That, what is it? M-I, crooked letter I, crooked letter I, humpback, or something. Have you ever heard of that? Do you even know what I'm talking about? Like, Gabe's laughing so hard.
No, but there's a lot of double letters.
Jalen knows what I'm talking about. I can spell it the normal way, but I love the crooked letter stuff and the humpback stuff. But anyway, I just think that's hilarious. But anyway, the point what I was trying to bring up is I was going to talk about some of the bigger issues with Marquise Bolin today. There's been a lot that's come out. I think everybody knows kind of what I'm talking about. Just a lot of just uncomfortable issues. He played defensive end for the Memphis Tigers, sacked Peyton Manning a few times. He's going to probably join me tomorrow. So I'm switching things up today, and my very good friend Ron Tillery is going to fill in for him. But I do want everybody out there who's a Memphis Tiger fan or who knows Marquise Bolin or his family and his friends and his fiance and all that stuff, just he was going to join me. But all I can say to you is right now, he will join me later on this week. But just put your thoughts and prayers out to Marquise. He had a rough day, and he was going to join me, but I told him he can't. He needs to go and take care of his stuff. But we're going to talk with Ron Tillery, and that's going to be exciting because, again, he was there Saturday, so I can talk about the Rob. What we saw on TV versus what we felt like inside of our living room. Do you know what I'm saying? Also, what we feel the days later after reading all the people's articles and hearing Aaron Gordon say he's not doing it again, that he's now going to go do the 3-point, contest. Like that ticks you off because, Aaron Gordon has given you the best dunk contest since Vince Carter. Since Vince Carter, it was MJ. Do you know what I mean? There are very few guys, and Aaron Gordon doesn't have a title to show for it. So that's going to be something I'm going to talk with my good friend Ron, who was in the building Saturday, and we're going to talk about Saturday at 2 o'clock. So we got JL Grinding at 125, 210. I got Ron Tillery. Hardwood feels so good, and that's what I was trying to get to. I was telling you all about this crazy stuff, and I was going to talk about the with Marquise, the Mike Tomlin, all that stuff. But now you brought up story time. What story was I going to tell, though? You have to help me. Oh, you don't even remember that?
You were going to tell a story, okay?
Yeah, I was. Oh, you're fired. You are so fired.
I remember this, though. I should
remember. It was
remember
the greatest
this.
story ever, too. I was about to tell the best story ever. You're fired. His name is Gabe. Everybody,
I'm gone.
Hey,
I'm done.
Jalen, do you remember? Do you have any potential? Let's see. Does my man got any potential, or is he done as well? And I am not talking about that scary crash right now either. That was not story time, so I will tell you that. And by the way, everybody out there, Ryan Newman, the fact that man's still alive after what happened in the Daytona 500 and the way we joked about it yesterday, and I felt like a big loser last night. I don't know why, and it wasn't like I made it happen or anything, but I'm joking about this. Look, NASCAR means a lot to a lot of people, and it just doesn't mean as much as it used to the masses. But I will say that crash scared me so bad. I thought, all I could think about was Dale.
It's terrifying, man.
I thought he was dead for sure.
I'm glad, they have the precautionary
I don't know how he's
stuff
alive.
Absolutely. Well, they have a lot of safety things in those cars, but he's at least he's stable and at the hospital. Prayers out, and nothing's life-threatening.
Wow.
Last time I checked, which is crazy considering.
Right now they say he's has nothing life-threatening. You are correct. In fact, I got it right here, and it says nothing is life-threatening. He has, of course, been in that horrific crash. They have him still in what is he's in the intensive care unit, but he's been labeled from what's it called, critical to the stable. Man, I need your nurse.
So I remembered, but I'm going to tell you real quick. I remembered what story you were going to bring up.
Oh,
but
no.
let me bring
You're
this
lying.
up really quick.
Somebody called it.
Let me bring this up real quick.
If you want to
the
give
Tigers
the Tigers
football
schedule, no, I was going to give that at the end. I'll tell everybody the football schedule. I want to know what story I was going to tell.
It was about Andrew Luck helping out
yes.
PJ Walker, correct?
That is correct, and I was going to
it.
tell you that. And I'll let Gabe in 2 seconds give the entire football schedule for your University of Memphis Tigers. And yes, it has just come out and people are excited. But you can also see that at Gabe's Twitter, my Twitter as well, et cetera, et cetera. And of course, if you're going to Sports 56 WHBQ, you'll see that stuff as well. But now, this is a cute little story. So, do you know who was on the practice squad of the Colts?
Was it PJ Walker?
You're exactly right. Do you know that they didn't want him? Like, nobody wanted him. And Andrew told his dad, yo, I don't care what your scouts say. I don't care what anybody says. I'm your son. And this is kind of like one of those things where you think a lot of times nepotism doesn't work out. But I'll tell you a little secret. If Andrew Luck had watched somebody play for a long time and flat out came up to me and said this kid can play, I would kind of have to take Andrew bleeping Luck at his word. You know what I'm saying? Like, he is pretty good. And for some reason, it took Oliver like 3 different meetings with his son. And his son said, if you don't take him, it'll be the biggest mistake you've made. And then he left. Matt, actually, like, because, you know, he looks like Lincoln. I can only see how it is. Father, if you do not take Mr. Walker, this will come back on
You
the
seen
army.
the account? It was like
I love that. That was the greatest account
war.
ever.
It was like war.
The war quotes from like Lincoln,
War
Oliver.
General
Yeah,
Andrew
dude,
Luck.
Everybody knows that one. It's the greatest Twitter account ever until he retired. I miss
Said,
him.
"Dear father."
Dear father. But he talked him into it. And by the way, just to remind all of you people out there how good this young, phenomenal athlete has been, it is, he was the week 1 first time XFL player of the week. Do you know it was a week 2?
Wasn't him, was it?
I'm pretty sure it like comes out today and it's going to be him.
He had 3 TDs, 0 interceptions this week in
Yeah,
a win
dude.
against St. Louis. So, I mean, the guy has been playing well. I got to see him at Temple, and this guy was like multi-dimensional. But I thought he was in an offense that didn't really suit his needs, right?
Did you know
they
he
were
was
under
that good of
center
an
a lot of the
athlete?
time? It was Matt Rule who was coaching at that time, and they were under center. There wasn't much inventiveness to that offense, but it looks like he has found his stride in the XFL with Houston.
When you watched him play, did you know he was that talented?
Yeah, I knew he was talented. I always knew he was talented. But it was a matter of, okay, he's 5'11", got a good arm, pretty athletic, but is he ever going to get the opportunity? And with guys that are that size and sort of tweeners at the quarterback position, they usually don't. But I'm judging by how he has played in the XFL. He's got to get a shot somewhere in the NFL. I mean,
Dude.
bring him on as a practice squad guy. Bring him on as your third string quarterback. I mean, he deserves a shot somewhere based on these first 2 weeks.
I just was going to say something. He's 5'11", 220 pounds. There's this guy named Kyler Murray in Arizona. There's only one problem. PJ Walker, we see that sidearm pass that he threw, and it was beautiful. If he continues to grow, I will say that maybe he has a chance to go in and move it. And listen, he was on the practice squad as an NFL with an NFL team. But what I'm trying to also say, and I wanted to remind you before we give the schedule to the Tigers, is that Philip Walker, because I think I remember right before he left Temple, didn't he want to go by Philip, or are we still calling him PJ?
He was PJ up until his junior year. His senior year, he wanted to be Phillip.
Yeah.
But now he's back to PJ.
Is he back to PJ?
I believe, right?
I don't know. I mean,
I can't
damn.
I don't know, man. PJ Phillip. Just go with it.
Dude, he's awesome. Let's just be real. But
Either one works.
What I'm trying to say is, though, he wanted to play. It's been a while since he was on the practice squad. He's getting a chance to not only start, but star. And this is the one question at 67129. I want to ask all of y'all out there. We will answer this bad boy after we talk with John Luke McCord. I'll read all y'all's text at 67129. You can tweet us at G_Coon71 or me at Johnny_radio. And of course, you know, Sports 56 WHBQ. But hit us up and 67129 and let us know, would you, if you were him, would you take $500,000 a year, plus you get that little bonus for every game you win? If you're the MVP, there's bonuses, all that stuff. Would you want to be a big star in a small bowl? Or would you like to go and hold a clipboard in the NFL? Like right now, if I'm PJ Walker, I might have to let this thing, if this year rides out really well and I win the title and they come back for another year and I'm guaranteed to start and star, I would struggle to go back to holding a damn clipboard for somebody else.
I see what you're saying as far as just the playing time part of it, but I'm sorry. Being a backup quarterback, third-string quarterback in the NFL, if you're making the active roster money, if you're making practice squad money, you go to XFL every day. But if you're making active roster money, you can't beat that.
He's done. He's made a little bit. He's now making $500,000 a year. One of the things that Andrew, and this is where the reason I wanted to say this, and I'm going to leave it at this. One thing that Andrew, and the reason he said to Oliver, the reason he definitely unequivocally knows he will leave the Colts is because the kid wants to play. He said he wants to play, and he's a gamer. And damn it, what have we seen in 2 weeks?
Gamer.
Now,
we talked about the Tiger football schedule. I'm going to read that off to you.
Bam!
Right this second, September 5th, they open up at home against Arkansas State. Next week, September 12th, on the road at Purdue. At home against Houston on the 19th. At UTSA, they have to go to San Antonio in the Alamo Dome to play UTSA. October 1st, in the month of October, they will be at SMU. At home against UCF. At home against Temple, Philip Walker's alma mater. And then the last game in October will be at Cincinnati. That'll be a very, very tough one with Luke Fickell, how he's been recruiting. In November, they will have USF at home. They'll be at Navy, always a tough place to play. UT Martin, they will take them on. They've had them off of the schedule for a couple years now. They are back on at home. And then they will travel, last game of the year, to New Orleans to play Tulane.
Man, oh man, oh man. And by the way, you know where you can get your tickets, don't you? How long has it been since you've been to Go Tigers Go lately? GoTigersGo.com. Check it out. You can get everything there. You can also see what our girls are doing. They've been tearing it up. You can see what's going on with every single sport you want to. And plus, you can always get your tickets right there at GoTigersGo.com. Check it out. We will be right back with my very good friend, John Luke. So if I were you, I wouldn't touch that dial. And I would always remember Sports 56. Memphis Farmers, and yes, we love you. But also, my man Chad Gatlin's got mad love for you, and he saved my life, and he saved Honey's life. And realistically, he saved maybe radio in the afternoon, because if Chad didn't save us this time, I don't know, man. I might not even be here anymore after what happened the other day. But we'll be right back. This is Sports 56. Never forget MemphisFarmers.com and my good friend Chad Gatlin, 96.1 and 87.7 FM.
Take Sports 56 with you on your phone or tablet. Download our official Sports 56 app today.
It's not too early to start planning for spring at Family Leisure. New pools are starting at $19.99, spas starting at $21.99, and swim spas now only $99.99. 5-piece patio furniture starts at only $799. Pool chemicals, toys, accessories, and more up to 20% off. Mention this ad, you'll get free delivery and 1 month of chemicals with your spa purchase. Start your spring planning now at Family Leisure, Whitten Road and I-40, where family and fun come together.
In general, I'm a win-win guy. When I have to spend hours searching for the right part, it's lose-lose. Time lost for me and lost time for my crew. That's why I order from Grainger. With product experts that have the answers to my toughest questions, an easy-to-use website to help me find the right product quickly, I can rely on Grainger to make getting supplies for my business as simple and seamless as possible. When it comes to getting things done, it's a win-win when Grainger's got your back. Call clickgrainger.com or stop by to see for yourself. Grainger, ones who get it done.
One thing I really admire about Central Barbecue is their commitment to quality.
Then why do they let you do their commercials?
I'm talking about their food. Everything is prepared with devotion to taking the time and effort to create perfect barbecue.
Oh, I know. That's exactly why I was wondering why...
They're not kidding with that slow-smoked Memphis-style slogan. They smoke their pork for 14 hours. Do they have to? They do if they want to be the best barbecue in Memphis, and they are.
And yet they let you just throw together.
There's nothing better than Central Barbecue because they care.
Except apparently about their radio ads.
First Bank is here to help you, whether you're a business looking for a loan to expand or refinance an existing one, a homeowner looking for a mortgage or home equity line, a consumer wanting to finance your dream car, or wanting a competitive rate on your CD deposits. Let First Bank try to handle your banking needs. Stop into one of First Bank's 3 local branches today, 6482 Poplar Avenue just east of International Paper, 8398 Highway 64 across from Wolf Chase, and 6280 Highway 64 in Oakland. Or check them out online at firstbankonline.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
It's game on at the new Moneyline Book Bar and Grill inside the Gold Strike Casino Resort. Now you can bet on all of your favorite sports and watch the games on 60 HD TVs while you lounge in plush seating and enjoy craft beers, signature cocktails, and great food. Plus, don't miss the Topgolf Swing Suite, a virtual reality experience with a variety of fun interactive games every sports fan will love. Visit the Moneyline Bar, Book, and Grill at Gold Strike Casino Resort for Monday Night Football happy hour specials. Or anytime you want a piece of the best sports action in Mississippi.
Got something you want to get off your chest?
You better have a backup plan.
Want to join the conversation?
Someone needs to tell him he has to grow up.
Join us on the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255 or the First Bank text line at 67129. Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio.
Get over here!
This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Welcome back into a little Sports 56 Happy Hour with your good friend Johnny Radio, mixing things up. We talking a little bit of everything. We're talking college football. We're going to talk XFL. We're talking NFL. We're talking NCAA football. We're talking it all. And we're all going to talk about it with our very good friend John-Luc McCord. And I just want to remind all of y'all this as something that is kind of cute and fun. While my man P.J. Walker or Philip Walker, whatever he likes to be called now, is the best quarterback, I think, in the XFL, Cardale Jones has still never lost a game that he started. Still want to remind you of that. He has never lost a game in high school, never lost a game at Ohio State, and he has never lost a game while he's been a starter in the pros. Now, he didn't start a game in the NFL, but he's 2-0 as a XFL starter, and that's called baller shot caller. Now, speaking of somebody who is kind of like 12 gauge, who's undefeated and always comes in here on Tuesday bringing it, that's John-Luc McCord. I hope you follow him. If you don't follow him, I don't know what you're doing. He knows the state of Mississippi like nobody's business. He also is just a sports fan, and he's also one of those guys that I honestly give the credit for. He's at JL Grinding on Twitter, but I give credit for he can talk anything. We talk football, but he can talk literally high school recruiting from that state. He can talk college football. He can talk XFL. He can talk NFL. He can talk baseball, basketball. Anything you want to, he can bring it up. He can talk about it. He's a sports nut, and he's a very, 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 very just awesome dude, and he joins us every Tuesday. JL, what's up, my man?
Well, it's just glad to be on with you guys. I know it'll be a fun couple of minutes here.
Man, we are going to have some fun. And by the way, before I get into the real stuff, I just have to say something. You heard a little bit about Philip Walker, P.J. Walker, and how I'm sure everybody and their grandmother now, it's kind of weird how you read something late last night and then you look on Twitter and you see it's kind of been retweeted and it's everywhere. But they're all talking about Oliver Luck, his son Andrew, really pushing Walker to and say, hey, man, I'm telling you, this kid can really play football just because he's 5'11". It doesn't really matter. I wanted to ask you this question. And it's very, very weird. we see Kyler Murray. We see him in the NFL doing his things. We're now seeing these smaller quarterbacks. You know, Baker Mayfield ain't a big old dude playing. I mean, heck, he looks horrible with his shirt off compared to the other dudes in the NFL. Let's just be real. Like, everybody's like, go on, Baker, put your shirt back on. Go on, Baker, put your shirt back on. I mean, like, that's going to be a rap song next year. I'm waiting for it. I'm telling you. If y'all need some lyrics, I got it for you. But there's a lot of dudes who are playing the position that are not typically, like Tom Brady. Yes, he is the, tall dude, stands in the pocket, has any, athleticism, but can throw a ball for a strike. He's drafted 199. We now have, last year, Kyler Murray drafted number 1 overall. Baker Mayfield, drafted 1 overall. Smaller guys being drafted, guys with athleticism. We saw Lamar Jackson, the most athletic quarterback we've ever seen. They were worried about him falling to the very end of the first round, and we've seen what Baltimore's doing with him. We see what Patrick Mahomes did in the National Football League. I am curious. If you're P.J. Walker, because I asked this before the break, if you're Phillip, if you're him and his family, and you have been on the practice squad of the Colts, yes, you've only got 2 games underneath you, but damn it, son, you are a bad man. Like, you are the best player right now in that league. Let's just be real. The only person, in my opinion, that is even competing with him would be a Cardale Jones, because 12 gauge is so big and they have a good team. They're also, tearing it up. But, a little PJ Walker looks like the best football player in the XFL. And I'm just curious, would you stay as a star in the small pond, or would you take your shot at the NFL holding a clipboard again?
Look, I think you've got to go. Look, I don't think you have to put in 3, 4, 5 years of excellent football, of XFL fame, if you will, to really put your name on the map. I mean, we're such a "what have you done for me lately" society. Look, I think that by season's end, he's still playing at this level. He gets the opportunity to go to the NFL. Cash in. And
really?
I think, frankly, absolutely. You go, because look, the pay is going to be so much better.
Oh, I know it's so much better, but this is where I always struggle, and this is what I'm going to ask you. If you don't know how long the XFL is going to be there, if you feel like you can dominate it maybe for 2 years, maybe it's going to be there forever. If you can feel like you can be the best, get you a couple of championships, at least get that, have an opportunity to play, because this is the thing about, and Gabe will tell you this, being an athlete, there is nothing getting rich is fun, man. And I would love to be rich, but you know what? I don't dream about becoming, I don't know how many kids dream about Michael Jordan in his last shot and they think, oh, I just got $1 million. No, they dream about that championship and winning it. When he wanted to play, it was all about playing. So now that P.J. Walker is playing and he's getting to star in a league, it would be just so hard for me. I mean, because he's making $500,000 a year, guaranteed. It's not a lot compared to the NFL, no. But he gets also $100,000 every game they win. They get to split $100,000 bonus. If he was the MVP of the league, he gets a $500,000 bonus. I mean, you see what I'm saying? There's enough opportunity for him to still be a star. And plus, he could be the face of the XFL and start getting maybe like shoe deals and things like that. But if he goes and hides himself and becomes a backup quarterback, because that's all he'll be in the NFL, let's be real. Warren Moon had to prove himself for a while before he got down there. I don't think 1 year in the XFL is going to get him a starting job next year in the National Football League. I just don't think it will. No. So that's why I'm saying, and maybe you can again correct me, but if I am this kid, I say I'm not going to be young forever. And I'm old, so hindsight's 20/20. And no, I'd never had the chance he did. But what I'm saying is the chance to play, you only get so many games. There's only so many games you get underneath your belt. And the opportunity, PJ, you can tell Phillip Walker is having more fun. Like, he is loving playing football with the XFL.
Yeah, no doubt. And look, I mean, but here's the deal. I would say this. is the XFL, and we don't know this yet, how much more fame, how much more popularity will the XFL garner as the games continue to go on? I think that's something we talked about last week. Where are the ratings going to go from a really solid start? And frankly, even with strong ratings early on, and this is a guy that early in this season is the MVP of that league, he's not garnered a lot of fame outside of really, your strong football fans. I don't think he's garnered a huge name for himself. Certainly stories like you were talking about that came out about the Andrew Luck connection and things can only help. But look, I don't know how much fame there really is to be had in that league. And while I'm with you, I don't think he's obviously a top 20 starting quarterback in the NFL, maybe not even a top 25 or 32 guy. But could he be a guy like we've seen with Ryan Fitzpatrick, who is going to be the guy you feel comfortable giving the keys to in a short interim situation when you've got a quarterback like Jameis Winston in front of him, or you got a team that's just going down the tank, or you got a team like the Miami Dolphins were last year. We're like, we want to look like we're trying, but we really don't want to win a lot of games. We want to get in that top 5 and pick this guy. And so, look, I think he could easily take over potentially a team of that magnitude. And so maybe there is a certain role for him in the NFL. But look, that's where I would be. I try to get back to the NFL because you mentioned not only do you only have so much time to play, only so many games, only so many snaps as a football player, you've only got so many years to make that money. And I do think the money, frankly, and this is something I'd have to throw back, but how guaranteed are the contracts in the XFL, whereas in the NFL, if you get hurt in practice, if you get hurt in a game, then that money, a certain portion of it, is going to be coming to you no matter what. What happens in the XFL if he comes back an extra season and messes up a knee or does something next year? So I think the money in the NFL would be hard to turn down. I think this is a guy that on a bad team potentially could get in there and play some games. Look, I mean, I know Tyrod Taylor has a much stronger arm than P.J. Walker, but if you can see a Tyrod Taylor out on the field, I think you could see a P.J. Walker in some instances out on the field. I don't think he could lead a team to the playoffs similar to the way Tyrod has in the past, but I think he's a guy that could get on the field. Certainly he's a backup in most stable situations, but no, I think I would be making the jump to the NFL if that is available to him. And again, I like how the XFL works out, where after the season they do allow those guys to slip out of the contract and move on to the NFL if they have those opportunities. But anyway, you mentioned the shorter quarterbacks. I mean, look, it's a short man's position right now at this point. I mean, Drew Brees, he's coming back to the Saints. One short quarterback that
you broke some news I was going to break. Murray. Good job. Yeah, Drew already announced that he's coming back.
Quarterback that's not doing much. So,
no, he's
but either way, I do think the position is being looked at a little differently. And you have to be dynamic or incredibly accurate at that size or at that type of frame to be able to get in at that spot. But look, I think if there's an opportunity in any form in the NFL outside of a practice squad, I think P.J. Walker's got to explore it and take that chance on himself.
Okay, now here's where I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to play the devil's advocate. Are you ready?
Okay.
I am going to tell you, this is how I look at it. A.J. McCarron, his wife is one of the most beautiful women on planet Earth. I don't think A.J. McCarron, he won championships with Alabama. He has a pretty good life. He's a backup quarterback. He's a number 2. Who's he a number 2 to? Deshaun Watson. Do you know how much he makes a year? $3 million.
I don't.
$3 million a year. That is a lot of damn money. And I'm going to tell you something. Yes, Philip Walker makes $500,000 a year. But you don't think if he's the star this year and he can get a split between 50 players, $100,000 for every game he wins, and MVP gets another $500,000. Let's say my man makes $1 million this year. He's pretty close. But if he's the star of that league, if you're Vince McMahon, you don't come to him and say, we want to keep you up his salary a little bit to what a backup quarterback would be in the NFL, and you give him the opportunity to do what the NFL can't, and that's guarantee him a right to start. Like, that's where I'm telling you, like I feel like the XFL has an opportunity is, like, they can't let their best players go to the National Football League and hold clipboards because, damn it, playing quarterback is the hard, like, dude, you look at the XFL. That's the only problem that they're having right now. The broadcasts are out of control. The ratings, heck, in St. Louis, I was shocked. They beat NHL. They beat the St. Louis Blues in St. Louis. The XFL did. Like, if they can do that in St. Louis, and the way the ratings are across the country, and the fact that they're beating basketball games. I mean, college basketball is not even a blip compared to what the XFL is. And if March Madness and all that stuff, they can figure out how to make some money. I don't know. I think Vince Young might be crazy, but might be crazy like a fox. Yeah, he lost $32 million or $31 million in change the first go around. I don't think he's going to lose $100 million this time. I think he's going to try to make this thing successful. And if I was PJ Walker, this is the guy that I would try to capitalize off, because I don't feel like I have any power holding a clipboard of the NFL. But damn it, if I'm the MVP of the XFL, if I'm the face of a franchise, of a league, if they win the whole bad boy, I mean, Cardale Jones could take it from him. I mean, it could happen. But if he continues to play the way he is, ain't nobody taking anything from Philip Walker. And I think that would be a dope story.
No doubt. And look, he's got a great story. I do think we've got to, and again, I understand those points. And if it all comes to play like that, then certainly it is a much harder decision, and probably a decision where he leans on being that guy in the XFL. And again, your salary is going to max out at a certain point as a career backup in the NFL. But, you know, the backup quarterback market right now, it's pretty nice in the NFL the last couple of years. But here's the deal. I think what I really need here is just a little bit more time on this, and just to see where the ratings go, where the popularity of the XFL goes. Because look, let's be real. Of course, they're going to beat college basketball during the regular season, but how are they going to get forgotten in March? You know, what happens here in the Southeast when college baseball comes into play? I know that's a very niche sport, but look, there are times of the year where a lot of people are just.
Do you know they've already beaten the Alliance in tickets sold?
Wow.
And that's another thing that's impressive too. This is.
Let's see. Yeah, let's see how his story develops. Let's see how he continues to play, because I'm with you. He has a better story as far as feel good than Cardale Jones. But look, I do think Cardale Jones is a guy that has the gravitas.
He has a great story too. He's never lost a game
from him.
Like, dude, think about it. Cardale didn't lose in high school or college, and so far as a pro, he's never lost. Imagine these guys when they play each other. Like, I'm not joking with you, and people are laughing at me. I'm turning in to watch the game. Like, I'm excited.
Yeah,
now,
and again, I just want to see where the ratings go and where he goes as a player. Does he stay on top at the top of his game like this?
I agree with you, and I could talk to you all day long, and I want to talk more about this, but I got to tell you, I don't have as much time as I want, and I can't believe we spent this much time on the XFL, but it really is kind of getting me. I like sports, and I love football, and the fact that I am seeing guys like Philip Walker play the way he is and remind me of Patrick Mahomes, the fact that I'm seeing 12 gauge, throw guys off, defensive linemen, kind of shed them off like they're fleas, reminds me of him playing college football, so it does get you excited, and it is kind of fun. But the thing that I will tell you I like best about the XFL, I don't see nearly as many commercials. I don't sit around and wait for nothing. I get transparency. I love the kickoff. I'm always excited. And you know what? In 2.5 hours, I'm done, dude. Like, I don't know. I so far, the product, damn it, except for, again, watching Matt McGloin play quarterback, I have enjoyed the XFL.
Look, and I will say this, and this is almost going to come as a slight and probably unpopular with the Ole Miss crowd that I usually talk to on the show. But look, the quarterback play outside of PJ Walker has been very hard to watch
and Cardale,
in this league, and that includes
Jordan.
Honestly, I know, that includes Ta'amu. I mean, Ta'amu has been obviously very efficient. I mean, he's 30 for 38 or something the other day, but
for nothing yards.
When he tries to drive the ball down the field, it just looks tough. Some of these drives are hard to watch, and some of the scoring is not quite there. But it is great to see a guy like PJ Walker. And again, hey, maybe some of that element we just mentioned there that allows PJ to continue to rise and continue for his story to go. But look, I'm with you. You guys heard me here a few weeks ago. I wasn't sure I was going to be tuned in. I've made sure to tune in on Sundays. It's been good football, and it's been good to have football more than anything. So, let's let it play out to see if PJ Walker can become that type of star from that league. I'm just not sure it's the conduit to becoming as big a star as he would need to be to make up that difference from the money that would be in the NFL, even as a backup.
I hear you. John Luke, I could talk to you all day, every day. Check him out at JL Grindin. And, do you got anything else you want to drop, brother?
Nah, man, just y'all stay with this. Stay with Ole Miss and Mississippi State coverage from the Daily Journal. Check out our writers, two of the most experienced guys on those beats, djournal.com. And John, I appreciate y'all giving me time every Tuesday.
Dude, be good, JL. Talk to you later, man. That's my buddy John Luke McCord, and I will be right back. My buddy Rob Fisher just texted in, and he said, you know what? St. Louis has sold out their XFL home opener and the second game. Now, the thing is, 27,000 is what's called sold out because they don't open up the they only open up the lower bowl, which is kind of crazy.
Rams should have never left. It's a football city.
It is a football city, dadgummit. They love their football, and hey, man, let's just be real, man. St. Louis they ain't playing too bad, by the way. St. Louis beating the NHL. I'm just shocked, but I can't believe we're talking this much about the XFL. Gabe, I have to say this before I go to break. You were wrong.
About?
I said the Friday before XFL, is this the last time we ever talk about it? And you said probably, yeah.
Hey, I didn't take into account how entertaining the broadcast would be.
I've
given it its credit since.
No, you have done good, but I like to always. You're a big guy. I can't punch you or anything. So I got to take my jabs where I can, your jabs would hurt me, actually.
We have a break coming up. Doing all that talking right before the break.
Speaking of that, I'll be right back. You never forget MemphisFarmers.com. My good friend Chad Gatlin. And always, I'm serious as a heart attack. Home, auto, life, business, anything you can think of. And plus, being a Memphian or a North Mississippian or somebody over in Arkansas or wherever, if you're in this area where you can hear me, I can promise you, MemphisFarmers.com and my friend Chad Gatlin, he will have you covered. We are farmers. I can promise you that. Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7 FM.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ. Listen to us daily on AM 560, 96.1 FM, or 87.7 FM.
At Aaron's, we believe in the magic of wintertime more. That magic that comes from good people out there, always helping others, working hard, and providing for those they love, no matter what. So why are there so many stores unwilling to work with some good people? Just because your credit isn't the best doesn't mean your TV or refrigerator can't be. That's why at Aaron's, we work with you. So you can get flexible lease-to-own plans that fit your budget. Because good people always deserve better. Aaron's. Easy, beautiful, affordable.
Welcome back to Sports View. Today's topic, who deserves to win big this season? My 2 cents, good drivers. That's why there's Snapshot from Progressive. Let's go to Rick for some confusing metaphors.
Look, if you put a classically trained cellist in a garage band and you tell him to play for Layman Young, I guarantee you, the meat on that burrito ain't gonna light the candle.
Thanks for clarifying, Rick.
If you're a good driver, there's no other way to say it. You deserve discounts with Snapshot. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California, North Carolina, or from all agents.
The Vault on G.E. Patterson in South Main downtown has all your game day needs with 30 TVs. If your game is not on one of the 20 big screens, then sit in a booth with your own remote. The Vault has game day specials on pitchers, buckets of beer, and great food, which is the best thing about the Vault. This is not your normal sports bar. Chef Dirk Meitzler from On Tour and Cafe 621 has all his favorites like Chicken Newport and his new lobster enchilada. Open for lunch and dinner every day with lunch specials for $12 weekdays with a drink. The Vault on G.E. Patterson in South Main, your downtown place to eat, drink, and watch the game.
Make your day smoking with the Big Green Egg. You can smoke, bake, roast, sear, and grill, all with a lifetime warranty. Ceramic never rusts, and the easy, accurate temperature control gives you the greatest range of any grill. Make your next grill your last with the Big Green Egg. Available at these nearby locations: Hamilton Fireplace Shop, 4462 Summer Avenue; Germantown Hardware Company, 2083 South Germantown Road; Garden Spas and Pool, 9393 Poplar Avenue; and East Memphis Ace Hardware, 5143 Quince Road.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Well, show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. Show me the way to the whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why.
Y'all know I love the whiskey bar, don't you? I love Jim Morrison. I love Jerry Garcia. I love, WSP, Kimlock, Vega, Hertzman, and White. I love all these people. But I can also tell you one thing. As a sports junkie, I love my quarterbacks. And there has been a golden age, and we can look back from Peyton Manning getting his 2. Ben Roethlisberger got his 2. Drew Brees got 1. Tom Brady's got 6 of those bad boys. We've gone through like this just Russell Wilson's, played in 2 Super Bowls, got him 1. We've played in an era where we've seen some great quarterback play. But it seems like it took a while. We had some bad young quarterbacks come through. I mean, the old guys held down that sucker.
Well, there was a weird, in-between stage of
like
where
Phillip
we're at
Rivers
now.
Is the only good quarterback from that age that didn't get a didn't get a
no
ring.
no one gave anybody, Russell Wilson's a third-round pick.
I mean, Eli Manning got 2.
A lot of these good quarterbacks were not drafted all that high. The best of all time is a 6th-round pick. I just think, there was a time in the early 2000s and early 2010s where we were drafting a guy with physical traits and not necessarily that full ability.
Okay, but here's where you're correct and you're correct, but you're also wrong. Yes, you can look at 199 Tom Brady, but you look at the class with Eli, Phillip, Phillip Rivers.
It worked out.
And Ben Roethlisberger, every single one of them got a chip except for the one who, went to San Diego because Eli forced himself out.
But I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying there was think about the Jake Lockers of the world.
Oh, that's
think
what
about
I'm
the
saying.
Jamarcus Russells of the world.
That's what I'm talking about. We went through that sipping on some syrup. We went through who Jake Locker was supposed to be great. We went through
Josh Freeman. There's so many names.
Smith. I mean, do you remember Joey Harrington? There's so many
David
guys.
Carr.
Dude. His brother Derek.
The amount of guys that they took because of physical
By the
traits
way,
and not because of ability is crazy.
Speaking of that, this is where I wanted to ask you this. Justin Herbert, they say now he's going to go number 5.
No Hebert.
No, I didn't say Hebert, even though it should be Hebert, because I like French. Je m'appelle Jean, comment allez-vous? But Justin Herbert, because he's from, somewhere in Oregon, they say that he's going to go before Tua now. Mel Kiper's moved him ahead on the big board. I just want to ask y'all a question.
Mel Kiper also has.
No. I want to ask you this question. In all honesty, Tua Tagovailoa he had a second half, one of the greatest second halves you've ever seen. When he starts a football game, when he's playing with Alabama, and you got Jerry Jeudy and that great offensive line. That dude goes out there against those SEC teams, and he just destroys them. But you know what? He's had 4 surgeries. The last one, a hip. Man, last time I know a guy that had a hip, Auburn, Alabama. His name was Bo, different position. Yeah, but boy, it didn't work out very good. Look, Tua is not very big. He's not small as P.J. Walker. He's not as small as Kyler Murray. But he sure as heck ain't no Big Ben. I can promise you that. And you're not going to mistake him for Joe Burrow. By the way, Joe Burrow is 6'4", people. Dude's 6'3" and 3/8 they say. Dude puts his cleats on, he's 6'4", y'all. Dude can make every throw. Tua, Justin Herbert is he's a full 6'5". Dude can run. He has athleticism. No, I didn't see any Joey Harrington. No, I didn't see any Marcus Mariota. No Oregon quarterbacks. Yes, they have failed in the National Football League. But guess what? If somebody has a deadgum brain and can teach a guy that is as tall as him to get the ball out of his hands quick enough and read defenses, he could be a Tom Brady. Just saying. I understand why Justin Herbert would go above Tua Tagovailoa. Hit me at 67129. I want to know, where are the quarterbacks going? Is Tom Brady going back to New England? What quarterback do you like? Is Cincinnati taking Joe Burrow? Who knows? But Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7 FM does.
It's February. Hi, this is John Conway with Conway Services. Are you considering replacing your air conditioning system this spring? Conway Services and Carrier have teamed up to make now the perfect time to replace that old energy-guzzling system. February is one of our slowest months of the year. Our warehouse is full and our crews are slow. So to spark business during these slow winter months, Conway Services is giving away Carrier 80% gas furnaces absolutely free with the purchase of a standard Carrier air conditioning system. That's right, purchase a Carrier air conditioning system in the month of February and get the gas furnace for free. If that's not enough, we'll include an April air cleaner, a 10-year parts warranty, and a free Nest thermostat. Plus 12 months interest free. See why I call it February? And you know with Conway Services, you'll be receiving our award-winning service every time. So call Conway Services, the Mid-South's premier heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric service company. And the first 30 callers with a 10-year-old heating and air conditioning system will come out and inspect it absolutely free.
Call 384-3511. Conway Services. Call Conway today.
At Aaron's, we believe in the magic of wintertime more. That magic that comes from good people out there, always helping others, working hard and providing for those they love, no matter what. So why are there so many stores unwilling to work with some good people? Just because your credit isn't the best doesn't mean your TV or refrigerator can't be. That's why at Aaron's, we work with you. So you can get flexible lease-to-own plans that fit your budget. Because good people always deserve better. Aaron's. Easy, beautiful, affordable.
Everyone agrees that February is the most romantic month. Not just because of Valentine's Day, but because it's so cold, this is the month when we really have to share that body heat. And if you want romance, you simply can't beat 117 Prime, Memphis's premier downtown dining destination. Take your significant other out for the dinner of their life at 117 Prime, and romance will definitely be in the air. A great wine list, a huge selection of bourbons, perfect steaks, and of course, the best oyster bar in downtown Memphis. Take the one you love to 117 Prime, and you'll definitely be sharing body heat later.
At Jason's Deli, you can stuff yourself full of great deli food that's healthy, fresh, and best of all, it's not expensive. Jason's Deli is all about choice. Whether you're looking for a gluten-free menu, vegetarian sandwiches, healthy kids' meals, or if you'd like to invent your sandwich via the build-your-own selections, Jason's Deli has you covered. And they only use fresh, wholesome ingredients. Choose from the club and specialty sandwiches, paninis, wraps, soups, salads, pastas, and much more. I love the cleanliness in the restaurant, the hospitality, and of course the cost. They have a huge salad bar and great soups, including Southwest chicken chili, fire roasted tortilla, organic vegetable, tomato basil, and many, many more. And if you're planning an event, their catering department is fantastic and can handle any size party. Go check out Jason's Deli's 4 locations. On Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, that's my favorite, on Germantown Parkway in Cordova, at Poplar and Highland, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch.
You've heard of James Gaddis Jewelers, but have you heard what they've done lately? Everything, a tremendous selection of diamonds and jewels and gold and silver and more. Lots of watches, tons of custom-made jewelry, diamonds, fine gemstones, bracelets, necklaces, so many choices. Romantics will love the one-of-a-kind estate and vintage jewelry. James Gaddis has experts in wedding and engagement rings, plus 2 repair experts for fine watches and jewelry. Layaway and financing available. James Gaddis, local and family-owned. Whatever your dream, make it come true at James Gaddis Jewelers, 4900 Poplar.
We are Real Sports Talk. Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM, 96.1, and 87.7 FM, as well as online around the world at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere on your phone or tablet by downloading the Sports 56 app, and at home, tell Alexa or Google to play Sports 56. If it's happening in the world of sports, we've got it covered. Wherever you are, stay tuned to Real Sports Talk. Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7. We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, WIVG-FM Tunica Memphis, and WPG-FLP Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Welcome to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. On AM 560, 96.1 FM, and 87.7 FM. This hour is brought to you by your CBD store, your one-stop for all your natural, organic, and non-GMO CBD products, where good health hits home.
Check it out right here. Ladies and gentlemen, and now,
a man that eats meat so rare, he only eats unicorns. Johnny Harden.
Light me up like a Christmas tree on Sports 56 Happy Hour. I am your sports mixologist, I like to say, Johnny Radio. I'm always with my very good friend Gabe Kuhn. Jalen's in the house. Follow both of us at Johnny_Radio. That's me. Follow Gabe at G_Kuhn71. That's him. And guess what? Always check out the show at Sports 56 WHBQ on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Periscope, and YouTube. And I got to tell you one thing. When you look things up, you're going to see the Family Leisure Studios where family and fun come together, and you'll know that Family Leisure has done a lot of work. They've made our studios look gorgeous, and we thank you. And Family Leisure can make your house look amazing. They're out at 2120 Witten Road, just north of I-40. Check them out. I promise you, you'll be glad you did. But I got to talk about something very important. We're about to drop some quarterback news before I get to this, but Ron Tillery, that's right, the former Grizz beat writer, is going to join me in a minute, and we're going to talk about the best moments of All-Star Saturday night. From Saturday night, which was the second night of the All-Star competition. Players took the court for the skills challenge, the three-point contest, the dunk competition. You had Candace Parker and Dwayne Wade kick off that tribute with Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gianna. And I'm going to bring in my good friend Ron Tillery, who was out there with his son, and we're going to talk about that night and what it was like being there. And we're going to have a lot of fun. But before we get to that, I want my very good friend Gabe Kuhn to jump in and read to us what Mel Kiper has right now.
It's NFL draft season again.
It is.
We're back around to it, man. Now we get to hear Mel Kiper just drool over quarterback prospects that probably won't pan out. The normal. And Todd McShay does the same thing. But Mel Kiper's been doing it for a long time. And he's got a very, very obvious delivery.
Yes,
Talk about a guy.
6'3",
has all the natural ability.
I love him.
All right, but here we go.
It's sad.
His top 10 and his mock draft 2.0. First, of course, he has Joe Burrow going to the Bengals. Chase Young at 2 to the Redskins.
Mm-hmm.
This one threw me for a loop. Tua Tagovailoa to the Lions. Ew. I'm sorry. That's a big ew for me.
So you're saying Stafford's really going to be gone, or are they saying they're going to keep Stafford for another
honestly,
year?
it would be cool to learn under Stafford.
I was going to say, if Tua learns under Stafford, Tua needs his hip to heal.
Now, 4, Jeff Okudah, Ohio State. He's a cornerback.
Okay.
Justin Herbert.
Hold on. Can I ask you a question? Is it because, you see what team that is, right?
That's the Giants. Ohio State.
Don't they need another lineman? Do they need a corner right now?
Well, they traded away Eli Apple, and they just got rid of Janoris Jenkins. They have nobody in their secondary, so they need a guy like Jeff Okudah, rangy corner.
But
at the same time, it's not an overnight fix. That Giants team needs a little more than a corner. 5, Justin Herbert played himself with the Senior Bowl into that 5 spot
That's where
here
I was messed up.
with the Dolphins.
That's what I think is
Dolphins.
crazy.
Jedrick Wills, the right tackle for Alabama, is at 6 to the Chargers in Mel Kiper's. Derek Brown, D tackle from Auburn, to the Panthers. 8, Tristan Wirfs, O tackle from Iowa, going to the Cardinals. I got to watch a lot of him last year, and he's a unit. He is a big man. Number 9, Isaiah Simmons, linebacker from Clemson, going to the Jaguars. And number 10, talk about a big man, Mekhi Becton, offensive tackle, Louisville, to the Browns. Obviously, this is just a mock draft, and Mel Kiper usually falls off on the top 10 picks. But that is it for right now.
All right, before I get into talking with my man Ron Tillery, I just want to ask all you people, because I have a huge segment that I've been working on. It's going to take me, I think, a couple more days to finish it. And it basically has all the top free agent landing spots. I don't think people realize how many free agents are out there now that Phillip Rivers is out there. Now Tom Brady is out there looking in free agency. Yes, Drew Brees. No, Taysom Hill's not going to play. I don't know why. My man Sean Payton went on national television and talked about how Taysom Hill's going to be the greatest player ever. I would have been trying to sell Teddy Bridgewater, because now you got to trade away Teddy Bridgewater. But there are real quarterbacks out there. And when I say this is the best free agent class of quarterbacks I have seen ever in my entire life, I don't think I'm speaking hyperbole at all, because I want you to look at this, and you're going to laugh when I say this. Think about the quarterbacks. Dak Prescott is a free agent. Teddy Bridgewater, Tom Brady, Drew Brees just came back to his team. Marcus Mariota and Ryan Tannehill. Jameis Winston. Like, I can go on, and believe me, I will go on actually a little bit longer. But I'm about to talk with my friend Ron Tillery about basketball because basketball, because it feels so right. And I was talking to y'all a little bit earlier about, some of the best moments of the All-Star Saturday night that we saw on television. And again, we saw the 3-point contest, the dunk competition, the skills challenge. You had D Wade and Candace Parker kicking the night off with that Kobe tribute and his daughter Gianna. And it was a beautiful night. It was really, really cool. And I wanted to talk to somebody, of course, that I'm close with and that I'm friends with and I respect madly, and also who knows the game of basketball. So I got the former Grizzly beat writer, who is now the Gristorian, Ron Tillery. Hey, what's up, Ron? How's life?
Oh, man, it's illegal to be me. You might get arrested if you say your name is Ron Tillery.
Oh, that is so sweet, man. I know life is feeling good, and I know that you had a lot of fun. I got a question for you. Did your boy have a great time or what?
That was the best thing. First of all, I'm born and raised in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
And
for all you out there who don't know Ron, give them a little background about how much, like, you like who's up there, your pops and your family. Yeah, give them the background.
Y'all, everybody's there. My father, my father-in-law, my cousins, my siblings, everybody's there. And for All-Star to be there for the first time in 30 years, it was tremendous. I grew up going to Chicago Stadium, and it just happened. Saturday just happened to be my son's 17th birthday.
Wow,
so
I didn't know that.
We're in the house that Jordan built, and when I grew up, me and my boys, we went to Chicago Stadium, and there was obstructed view, and there was standing room only. What these kids don't know anything about, and so, but to be able to take your son and just enjoy that atmosphere, it was a lot of fun.
It was probably really cool. And by the way, again, you got to also take him when you weren't working, and you got to go as a fan.
Yes, sir.
And that's the best part of it, in my opinion, because, again, I've taken my kids, and it's usually as a working dad, and, hey, here's some tickets. That'll be working. I'll see you after the game. But that's what, like what you got to do and go back to your town of Chicago. Again, the house that Jordan built, Pippen's madness, all the stuff that was going down. And then to see an amazing Saturday, amazing Friday, one of the best NBA, the best actual, in my opinion, since I've been alive. I didn't see the games where, Pete Rose was destroying Ray Fosse at the plate. That was the most intense All-Star game I've ever seen in my life. And I watched baseball when it supposedly mattered.
Yeah.
I had never seen guys want that Kobe Bryant trophy. And I wanted to ask you, how hard of a balancing act, first of all, do you think it was for the NBA to try to balance Kobe Bryant and Gianna, and also David Stern? This was like people also have to remember they had, like, this was supposed to be all like about David Stern. And then all of a sudden you have Kobe Bryant. How well did they pull things off?
I think they did a tremendous job, honestly, because the Kobe thing was just horrific. You're talking about a guy who died tragically at 41 alongside his 13-year-old daughter. And let's not forget the other passengers that were on there.
Oh, yeah.
And then you're talking about a guy who played 20 years with one team, who basically raised not only a generation of fans, but a generation of players. So I think everything they did in regards to Kobe was appropriate, including naming the All-Star MVP in honor of him.
I agree.
I think, I don't know if I was on your show or if I was on with Stack and Wolo, somebody made a really good suggestion regarding Stern because he made the game global.
Mm-hmm.
I think anything the NBA does globally, it should be named the David Stern, tournament or the David Stern Festival or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever they do overseas or outside of the United States should be named after David Stern. Just like they have named the All-Star MVP after Kobe. So
I like that.
It's been very difficult for the NBA community, the basketball community worldwide to deal with all of this. But everybody is, I think is honoring him gracefully and appropriately.
I do too, and I want to ask you because both of us, I think, are in the same. I'm a Michael guy. You're a Michael guy.
Yeah.
I had no clue. Like I literally had no clue that when I found out that Kobe Bryant passed, and it was weird because Friday night, just checking out Twitter, I saw that beautiful picture of him talking with his daughter Gigi, talking basketball. And I was like, and I don't even know why I even made the comment, like, this dude's so good. And it was almost a jealousy comment. Like, this dude's so good. He's the greatest basketball player. And most basketball players, once their glory days are over, his second act looked like it was going to be. I'm like, this dude's second act's going to be better than his first. Dude's already got a deadgum Oscar. He's got he's just, everything he's done, he humanized himself so much. Like, I was like, wow. But then when he passed, it hit me so hard. I was like a babbling brook, and I never met the man. And I had no clue that he would have that much of effect on me. But I just realized, like, how, the dude did everything to be the best basketball player he ever could be. And he went after Jordan, and he put that out there that he was going after the greatest. And that is something actually to be honored, not, I think, made fun of. And nobody else, I think, has ever come closer, like including LeBron James, in my opinion. But that's my opinion.
Well, to that end, Jordan shied from the limelight after playing.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't like to do a lot of public
No,
stuff.
he does not.
And you have to give Kobe credit for embracing that mentorship, that role that he played, and like I said, raising a generation of players. And
Isn't
fans.
that why you liked it? Or, I mean, is that why I found myself crying, Ron? Or is that why I was upset? Because I kept hearing about how he was so good to this player and that player.
Yeah. Well, when you see guys just totally embrace the idea of honoring them, like, one team at the All-Star Award number 2 in honor of Gigi, and the other team award number 24 in honor of Kobe, and everybody just went out and played hard in honor of Kobe. When you see that genuineness, that authenticity, and I think that's a lot of times what we're missing in society. To be honest with you, Johnny, is people aren't authentic. But I think that's what you're seeing right now in the basketball community worldwide, beyond the NBA, is just people just, being real about what Kobe meant to them, what the game means to them, what he represented as far as the game goes. And I think all that came through at All-Star. It was just very well done. And I think everything, like I said before, it was just very appropriate.
Yeah, it really was. And now I'm going to get to some of the actual stuff, and I'm going to kind of get off that. But the last thing that I am going to say is, because of the icon that Kobe was, like, they changed colors of building in France, the Middle East, Asia, you know what I mean? America, South America. I mean, like, literally Australia. It was like a global thing. But did you see by any chance, did you see the court that has his picture on it?
I have not seen that, no.
Oh, man. Any of y'all out there, I'll retweet it again. There's a court that literally has his picture, and it's in, like, the slum of the slums. And basically, it is it's like the only place the only place you can go and, like, kind of feel safe. It's a really good little story. I'll tweet it out. You check it out, and you'll enjoy it, I think. So you can hit me up at Johnny_radio. You'll love that. Now, I want to ask you this, because you were there this Saturday. You saw all the madness. You saw the skills challenge, the 3-point contest, the dunk contest. The skills challenge is dope. The 3-point shooting is ridiculous. Watching college basketball, like, I don't know how they do the crossover. Like, if I was, listen to Bill Walton trying to talk with my man during the crossover, and he's like, oh, he's like Steph Curry. And homie's like, no, he's not. It took him 9 shots to make a 3. It's like they can't make a shot. And I'm not trying to be mean to college athletes. I'm just saying the pros are ridiculous. So watching them, that was all sick. But there's one thing I want to ask you because you were in the arena. Who won the damn dunk contest, and was Aaron Gordon robbed?
Well, I'm in the minority. I don't think Aaron Gordon was robbed at all. When you bring out a 7'6" guy, you're saying that I can jump over him, and he didn't. He didn't clear it, and he hit Taco in the head, and I would have deducted points for that too, because everybody said, well, he still dunked the ball. Well, all that jumping over stuff, well, you got to jump over him, and he didn't clear him. And I think what was disappointing to me overall in the dunk contest is that, everybody's falling in love with the between the legs dunk. I mean, like, okay, everybody can do between the legs. Like, do something else. Get original.
The only one that there was one between the legs that was original. And did you see? And it was Derrick Jones who won. And he went between the legs over some dude and then threw it off the backboard. Did you remember that one?
I do remember that.
Now that was dope as hell. That's the only between the leg ones where I'm going to just sit there and say, because I ain't never seen nobody go between their legs over somebody and then off the damn backboard. That was that was the nastiest the actual dunk of the night.
Yeah, you're right. That was sick. But to your original question, I don't think Gordon was robbed.
You don't think he was robbed?
You know what? Maybe Taco could have sold it because Taco kind of bent over and everything.
Yeah.
But he did. The bottom line is he did not clear him. If you're gonna bring out somebody that's 7'6" and you're gonna say I'm gonna jump over him, then jump over him. He did not clear it. So I'm in the minority. He didn't get robbed. I think it was a great contest. I'm glad they did the 2 dunk offs.
Okay, here's what I'm gonna ask you.
Yeah.
Like, this is where I just want to ask you. This is what hurts my heart, I guess. Since MJ and Neek and Spud Webb and back in the day, and since Vince Carter, when hanging on the rim, like since like some of those, like there's those historic ones, but outside of those, you know what's crazy to me? The ones that I remember the most are the 2 that Aaron Gordon lost. Like Zach LaVine beating him and my man Derrick Jones Jr. I'm like, and I like Aaron Gordon, and it stinks because 2 of the greatest all-time dunk contests, he's kind of like, you know what he reminds me of? He's Dominique Wilkinson.
Yeah. Well, it's funny you should say it because when they decided to do the dunk off, I was telling my son, I was like, we're in Chicago. We're in the house that Mike built. Like, why don't one of these guys just go to the other end of the court
and do
dribble
the tongue
ball
out
and just take off from the free throw line? People would go crazy.
Oh my gosh, Tillery!
And Jones Jr. tried, but he took off so far in front of the free throw line.
Yeah, he was in front.
Yeah,
and he didn't get the tongue out right.
Because my son was like, "Well, they probably can't do it," but I just was waiting on somebody to just pay homage to Jordan in Chicago, in the United Center, and they didn't do it.
The place would have come down.
Tell me about it. All you had to do was, had a flair for the dramatic. And, but, I think the young guys have definitely restored the dunk contest because you saw a lot of fabulous dunks.
Generations.
I think as far as the 3-point shootout, it's interesting that as I was growing up with Dr. J and Michael Jordan, and everybody just wanted to go on the playground and get to the hoop and make a nice, layup, a fancy layup. These guys can really shoot the ball. Watching those guys in that 3-point shootout was just as exciting. My only disappointment is I'm a huge Trae Young fan, and he came out first and just bombed.
Yeah, he looked horrible.
Yeah, he came out.
Dude, he looked worse than his hairdo.
yeah. But I mean,
tell my homie to just go ahead and shave his head.
But the kid who won on the last ball, and that was kind of like a la Larry Bird back.
Yeah, it was. Sure was.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why I love bringing on the Grit story, and you remember all that good stuff.
Yeah, these kids, they want to be Steph, they want to be Clay, they want to be Trae. They want to shoot the ball, and they can shoot it. It's not just wanting to; they can shoot it, and I like seeing that.
Now, I got to ask you, because I'm going to be running out of time. There's two things that I really want to know. One that's funny, and then one that's very important. First, I'm going to get to the funny. Was there too much Chance the Rapper? Because on television, I felt like I got more Chance the Rapper than the NBA. Like, what was it like inside the arena?
Can I just say it this way?
Yes.
Hell no. There was not too much Chicago at the All-Star game. I loved that they brought out Chance, Common.
Yep. Common tore it up, by the way.
I mean, and you know what?
By the way, going from that rap and then to rhyming every single person's name as he introduced them, I was like, Common, you're sick.
And if you're still hating on Shaka Khan's anthem, then I feel for you.
Yeah, I do too.
Because you don't even realize what her style is and what her music has been like over the years. So,
and by the way, you know why I'm busting Chance, don't you? Because my man could not throw up an alley-oop, could he? That dude can rap, but he can't throw a basketball, man. I'm glad he got his friend out there, but no.
They definitely did not do too much Chicago throughout the weekend. I thought it was really cool.
Well, that is so awesome, by the way. I'm glad that they went crazy Chi-Town. I'm glad that you were there with your son and you got to experience that because, again, that's what it's about, especially after realizing, the loss of, Kobe and Gia, everybody, Gigi and just the whole situation, this being the, David Stern, the way they celebrated everything. I loved the fourth quarter. Again on Sunday, I know you weren't there, but on that Saturday, I like how you said you don't believe you got robbed. I like what you said though. I wish somebody would have gone out there and did a little homage to my man, but I do need to know, like right now, I wonder this so bad because in the Rising Stars game, Ja is amazing, and Zion is a damn freak. And I mean, he's a damn freak. And I look around and I see the Greek freak's a damn freak, But I keep thinking of this. The way Zion overpowers everybody, I just keep wondering, what was I watching when Shaq was playing? Because I feel like Shaq would just wipe his keister with Zion. Am I crazy? Or is Zion really this good? Or has the game gotten that much softer? Because I'm having a mental struggle with who Shaq was and what he was when I watched growing up. And Olajuwon and Ewing and all these guys and MJ trying to get to the rack against these guys. And then I look at today's game and you see little Steph and you see little Trae and you see little James Harden and all these little dudes shooting around. And the big dude's a 6'7", 280-pound guy. Like Shaq was 7'2", 400 pounds.
Well, I tell you what, when you look at this generation and you talk about a guy like Zion, and before I say what I really want to say, because it's not going to be popular, Ja has been amazing. I'm telling you, everybody who I am still in touch with in the NBA thinks this kid is a star. He's an absolute star.
Him.
But what I'm going to say, what's not going to be popular is Zion has not had a bad game since he came back.
Sure hadn't.
And I know the consensus is that Ja got a such a head start as far as his performance and his reviews for Rookie of the Year. But if the New Orleans Pelicans catch the Grizzlies and knock them out of the postseason, if I were still voting, Zion would be the Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, but, man, New Orleans ain't going to knock them out, please. I know Grizzlies got the toughest schedule, and, again, I love you with all my heart, and I know you know more basketball than I will ever. Like, you've forgotten more basketball than I will ever.
But just think
know.
about what I just said. If they catch the Grizzlies,
if they catch him, he gets it.
Who would be responsible for that?
Zion.
Yeah.
No, he gets it. No, I am unequivocally. No, I agree with your premise, and I know the Grizzlies have the toughest schedule going forward. But here's the thing I have about, I guess, the Pelicans. One, they're 5.5 games back. That's a nice little stretch here at the end of the year that they have to make up, one. And then two is, I don't see Zion playing every game down the stretch like this. Do you know what I'm saying? They're still going to worry about that dude's load, his body, his size, the torque he puts on himself. That's why I guess I feel better about Ja, because you know what? When he goes up in the air, even if he does a 360, remember that figure skater? I said it yesterday, Christiana Gucci or whatever? Like, she would always land that junt and look so graceful. Like, that's what Ja looks like in the air. He's so graceful. When Zion slams it, dude, he looks like the most powerful man on the world, and he's going to crush something, but he also looks like, damn, something could, like, dude, his athleticism is sick. But, dude, if you're only 6'7", and if anything ever does happen to your athleticism, what the hell's your game going to be?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. I just, hey, listen, if the Grizzlies hold on, then this is not even a discussion.
Yep.
Ja will be Rookie of the Year, and deservedly so. I'm just saying, for the people that just automatically
have already put him in that slot.
Yeah.
Better watch out, though, because you ain't lying.
Yeah, you got to consider the scenario, because Zion is the real deal.
Dude, he really is, by the way.
And he's showing it every time out. But, man, just what a wonderful All-Star weekend. I think the NBA did a great job changing the format. I think everybody, the casual fan, got into it. They just need to tweak it. You can't win on the free throw. And I think since you're going to do the whole playground thing, you got to win by 2. If your target score is 157, if you get to 157, you got to be up by 2. I think those are the only 2 tweaks they got to do.
I like it. I like that. I like it. And by the way, I will tell you something, man. If you were down there, you would have gotten whoever, dude, if you would have, if they could have done it, by the way, which I think Aaron Gordon could have gone from the free throw line, tongue out, and done a little Jordan action. But no, that would have won it, because that would have made the place absolutely go bananas. But hell, I go bananas every time I talk to you. Hey, he is the Grizz story, and he is Ron Tillery. Hey, thanks for joining me, brother.
Hey, man, anytime. And I just want to say this, even though I'm not into the Grizzlies, because everybody knows I'm a Chicagoan, the only teams I root for are in Chicago, but I do root for people. I like the fact that Ja and Jaren got this city excited. And if you are a Grizzlies fan, be patient for the process and just enjoy the journey, because that's what it's all about. And I'm glad they got them excited.
Hey, by the way, man, that's the cool thing about sports. It's like life, but in a smaller thing. It is about the journey. A lot of times we forget that. He is the great Ron Tillery, one of my great friends. I love him to death. But remember, enjoy the journey, man. And that's what we've been enjoying with the Grizzlies. Ja, Brandon, Dylan, Trey J, it's all been awesome. But, man, NBA is on fire, but we're coming back with my favorite thing of the day, and you know what that is. Oh, it is Hardwood. Never forget what? MintFarmers.com on Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7 FM.
Start your day with Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston and CJ Hertz, right here on Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7 FM.
Tiger Hoops fans have something extra to look forward to this coming March. Not only is it tournament time, but it's the opening of the Tiger Hoops exhibit at the Pink Palace Museum.
After Finch's two-pointer, Ronnie Robinson sank the shot that once again brought the two teams into a tie.
Come to the Pink Palace Museum this March and experience 100-plus years of Tiger men's and women's basketball, from their beginnings as the West Tennessee State Normal School to the present.
The Tigers are very much alive.
Don't miss the Tiger Hoops exhibit at the Pink Palace Museum, opening March 7th.
I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses. I Buy Houses will buy a house in any area, in any condition, and yes, it's guaranteed to close in 5 days. If you need to sell your home quickly, call 901-406-1101. If you've been through a divorce, if you lost your job, if you're tired of renters, I Buy Houses can get you your money quickly. I Buy Houses will buy your home in Shelby County, DeSoto County, Memphis, Bartlett, South Haven, Horn Lake, Olive Branch, anywhere and everywhere in between, in any condition. And yes, they're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Grab that pen, 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses.
Do not hire Franklin & Sons Electrical. The guy told me he'd shrink my monthly bill, and I'm like, dude, it's too small to read as it is.
No matter how hard you work for your small business, online reviewers will find something to complain about.
Then he's like, where's the circuit breaker? I'm like, bro, I didn't break anything.
And while Progressive can't save you from these trolls, we can help you save money on commercial auto and business insurance.
He told me I had a blown fuse. It's called a short fuse, and yes, I do have one, so watch yourself.
Get a quote online today at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliated and third-party insurers.
At Aaron's, we believe in the magic of wintertime more. That magic that comes from good people out there, always helping others, working hard and providing for those they love, no matter what. So why are there so many stores unwilling to work with some good people? Just because your credit isn't the best doesn't mean your TV or refrigerator can't be. That's why at Aaron's, we work with you, so you can get flexible lease-to-own plans that fit your budget. Because good people always deserve better. Aaron's. Easy, beautiful, affordable.
If you're going on vacation, making a college campus visit, or if business takes you out of town, there's just no better place to board your dog than Barks and Recreation, 965 Reddick Cove between Bud Davis Cadillac and the Blue Plate Cafe in East Memphis. Boarding, daycare, grooming, we have the best of everything at Barks. Indoor-outdoor kennels so your family member can go in and out as they please. Indoor and outdoor play areas. 4 walks a day, group play, and individual attention from the best staff in the Mid-South, which includes an overnight staff to ensure the safety and comfort of your pet 24 hours a day. All reasons to choose Barks and Recreation above all other boarding and daycare facilities.